Happy holidays and welcome to Halifax for the National Basketball League of Canada action between the Halifax Hurricanes and the red-hot Cape Breton Highlanders. The Highlanders come in tonight's matchup on a 5-game winning streak. Halifax returning back to the Scotiabank Centre after 6 games on the road with a 2-4 record. Good evening and happy holidays once again, everybody. Alongside Matt Elliott, Vince Williams on hand. And Matt, it's a return for Halifax, a much-needed return after 6 games on the road, but they're taking on a team that is on a mission right now in the Cape Breton Highlanders.
Yeah, Halifax kind of finds himself in a bit of a catch-22 right now. Happy to be home, you got to believe, after a rough 6-game road swing where they went 2-4. Happy to be home, but now you're facing a team that is white hot, like you said, in the Cape Breton Highlanders. They are winning their last 5 games straight.
Yes, and that includes 2 versus the team that is in front of the division. Overall, that is the Moncton Magic. They were able to break up the Magic 10-game winning streak to start the beginning of this season, and it's a franchise record of 10 straight for Moncton, and that was snapped by a 30-point deficit, a victory, a convincing victory by the Cape Breton Highlanders, and then they beat them a week later by 13. So this Highlander team has something to prove. But Halifax, on the other side, they come back to the friendly confines here at the Scotiabank Centre looking for some resolve. They were able to capture 2 out of 3 in Ontario, taking down the Windsor Express and the London Lightning, but they're unable to beat their foes in their division, losing to the Highlanders on the first game of the 6-game road trip, then the Moncton, and then last night they were unable to capture the win versus the St. John Riptide.
Yeah, and if you're Mike Leslie, that's going to be the concern, is that you're having such a hard time with the teams that are in your division, because those are the teams, obviously, that you see most. It's great to come away with a couple wins in Ontario, but those are the guys you're going to see deeper into the playoffs. You want to make sure that you can deal with the teams that you're going to see the most and the teams you're going to meet in the first few rounds of the playoffs as much as you can during the regular season. So Halifax struggling with that. Hopefully they can right the ship tonight.
So we're just about set here for tip-off at the Scotiabank Centre. The starting lineups for the Highlanders, it'll be Massey, McCullough, Redpath, Williams, and Jones. For the home team, Hurricanes, it's Poole, Clinkscales, Kindred, Washington, and Freeman. McCullough and Washington will take the jump, and controlled by the Highlanders. Some interesting storylines tonight between these two teams. Matt's going to be the player of their outstanding players. Number 1, Bruce Massey, who is on a tear right now, and number 25, Gabe Freeman, as that shot attempt at the rim by McCullough. Good defensive play with the hand in there.
Jordan Washington.
As 25 and number 1 will go head-to-head. They probably won't guard each other, but they are the keys to victory for each team.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, you said it. They have been white hot themselves in Bruce Massey and Aaron Redpath. Bruce Massey being the player of the week in the NBL, and Redpath the Canadian player of the week. And this is really a breakout season for him. His 2nd season in the league now. Actually, maybe his 3rd, excuse me. Either way, this is the best stats he's put up so far for a season.
And the aforementioned Massey knocks down his first attempt, and it was from beyond the arc, and an early lead for the Highlanders. Freeman now, kick out. Washington off the screen, he's bumped. Back door to Freeman, he pulls up the jumper, beat the shot clock, but missed everything, and Redpath will garner the rebound. Massey now. Halifax looks like they're in a 3-2 zone. Massey unable to get that one to go down. And here's Clinkscales. Kindred to Washington. The Clinkscales, good backdoor cut there without the basketball, and fined by Washington to find Clinkscales. Washington played outstanding last night in defeat for the Hurricanes, dropping 25 points. It's his season high. Redpath, that fadeaway is no good. Good defensive play there by Mike Poole.
I was going to say, Washington's game is really coming along. You can see it getting better and better each and every game, so hopefully he keeps up that hotness.
Poole for three. Can't get that to go down.
He's been struggling from outside this year.
McCullough with the rebound now. Spin move, Jones, and counted off the glass as he was able to spin away from Washington and finish, and he'll go to the line for the attempt, the three-point play.
So let's check the replay here. You don't get to see the spin, but good job, good positioning. Gets Washington on his back. If you're going to defend it, you got no choice. You got the hack.
Kenny Jones is outstanding in that post area, averaging 17 points on the season. He's an 80% free throw shooter, and he completes the three-point play. So a 4-point lead here in the early going of this opening quarter. Highlanders and Hurricanes in the second meeting of the season between these two teams. That's knocked out of bounds there by Jones. Hurricanes will retain possession here. Clint Scales will inbound on the baseline, 13 seconds on the shot. Freeman with the step back, splits the D, gets his own rebound, second chance opportunity coming up. Washington now. Kindred, 9 to shoot. Washington, fade away. That's too strong. Rebound by Massey.
Halifax struggling right now from the field, 1 and 5, so their struggles from last game continuing a little bit.
Williams tries his hand from downtown. That's too strong. Rebound by Freeman. Hurricanes open, running in the open floor. Washington can't finish. McCullough now back the other way. Pull up three, wide open, too strong, and that's rebound by Poole.
Halifax benefiting from cold shooting from Cape Breton as well right now.
Williams had a wide open look. Look out, Massey in the open floor. He's able to scoop it up. Williams now, pump fake. Two-man game between him and Jones. Jones to the rim, off the glass and in. So it's going to be a problem in the post area for young Jordan Washington. Playing one-on-one in the post there, Matt, with the veteran Kenny Jones.
Taking the young guy to school right now.
Jones got 5. He leads all scores. 6-point lead for the Highlanders. Washington shots no good. Massey now. Back inside the Jones, and why not?
Yeah, you could hear the coach.
Jones going to work, and Jones drops it. He's 3 for 3. Kenny's got 7, and he's sticking his tongue out right now. The veteran is getting
having a day.
What he wants in that post area.
Well, you could hear Coach Fitz-Gonzalez saying it, give it to Kenny, as they brought the ball up the court, because he knows he's playing on that mismatch right now, and he's getting the best of him.
Kindred shot's too strong. Here's McCullough. That's a tough take and a traveling call. Gabe Freeman with the outstanding defensive play as Lewis McCullough tried to take Freeman off the dribble. But Freeman was able to force the turnover. Hurricanes struggling from the field, as you mentioned, Matt. Looking for some resolve here. 1 for 9 from the field are the Canes. Poole off the pick and rolls.
Great take.
And he finishes off the glass with the left hand.
And sometimes that's what you have to do. If the shots aren't dropping, you got to get aggressive. You got to start taking it to the rack.
So that breaks up that 6-0 run by the Highlanders.
So you can hear Coach Fitz-Gonzalez saying it again. Give it to Kenny. So let's see.
Jones now, 5 to shoot. Fade away, and he gets at the drain.
He's eating right now.
Man, Kenny Jones is hot right now. 4 for 4 from the field. He's got 9, and that leads everyone.
Just like that.
9 of the 12 points for the Highlanders Jones has. Washington, quick move to the basket. No good. Redpath with the rebound, looking to run. Here's Williams. Williams to the rim. And he's fouled on his way, and it looks like it may be 2 shots coming up. No, it's on the floor. So Poole will be called for his first personal, as Brown and Watson will check into the game for the first time tonight for the Hurricanes, as Poole and Washington will get a rest with 6:02 remaining in the opening quarter.
Yeah, I was interested to see when Coach Leslie would pull Washington, who he was going to put in for him, Brown or Watson, who he was going to put on Kenny Jones, who's just, was eating Washington alive. Bruce Massey with the steal.
Massey with the hand in there. Back to Massey. Pull up, and it's good.
Oh, my.
Can't let Bruce loose with that wide open jumper. He's on a tear, and if there's a few guys that you're going to select as most valuable player, and it's early, it's only 11 games in, this is their 12th game, Bruce Massey is definitely on the top of the list as an MVP candidate.
He's been fantastic. He's been a leader for this Cape Breton Highlanders team in these last 5 wins, averaging 23 a game, which is fantastic. He had one game there where he dropped 35. I think might have been the last one on the 26th. So he has been fantastic as we get a timeout called here.
So a timeout on the floor, an official's timeout. Hurricanes trailing by 10, and Matt, it's been the shooting woes of the Hurricanes that have got them behind by 10 tonight. 2 for 11 from the field, and the Highlanders are 6 of 11 from the field, and they're just picking up where they left off at the start of this 5-game winning streak.
That's just it. They're keeping rolling, and Halifax, unfortunately, is still stuck in that that poor shooting that they were stuck in the last game. I believe they shot under 40% in their loss last night. If I bring up my stats here against St. John, I am correct, 39.5. So Halifax not shooting great, and that's carrying over into this game. It's still early. They got a chance to do it. If anyone can get hot, it's Halifax. They've got guys that can score. However, they've got to get back, and they've got to start climbing back now.
Absolutely. At the pro level, it's a make or miss league.
Yep.
So you have to be able to make shots, and right now the Hurricanes struggling to make shots here. And they need to find some resolve and try to figure out what's going on with their offense.
And I think it was probably a good choice of Coach Leslie to pull Jordan Washington when he did, not just because Kenny Jones was having so much success on the offensive side of things, but Jordan Washington, it looked almost as if he was aware of what was happening down for Cape Breton on the offensive side. He was trying to make up for it by forcing shots he didn't necessarily need to take or should have taken. Not all the shots he took were great, and which is why he missed as many as he did. So not a bad idea. Take the young guy off, give him a breather, let him get his head straight, bring in some of the veterans, and get him back out in the court here not too long from now.
Yeah, Washington coming off a stellar night in St. John, 25 points, leading the way for the Hurricanes tonight. A little bit of a struggle, 0 for 4 from the field. Brown now. Spins, kick out, Clint Scales thought about it. He took too many steps. Some indecision there by the captain, and you don't usually see that by Clint Scales, who was outstanding on the road. He has a franchise high at 18 assists in a victory versus the London Lightning. So, Clint Scales has been playing at a very high level in the assist to turnover ratio, and he's amongst the league leaders since he's been in this league.
Yeah. And that's what they need out of him. They need him to keep playing that style of basketball. And it looked like that last play, he faked the pass, just dragged that pivot foot just a little bit, enough to get called for that.
DeVivier into the game now for the Canes.
Nice grab by Freeman there.
Freeman with the rebound, knocked out of bounds by Williams. Possession will remain to the Hurricanes as Chris Johnson will check in for the first time. Johnson, a local product of the Halifax HRM area, a native of North Preston, Nova Scotia. Played his university ball at St. Bonaventure. He's an outstanding player, yes. Johnson plays at a very high level. Had an opportunity. DeVivier, he's fouled on his way to the rim. Johnson, a little slow start to the season for the Highlanders. Had an opportunity to speak to him before the game. Had a car accident before training camp, so he's trying to, put himself back into form here. Play at the level that he was able to play last season when he was with the Island Storm.
Yeah, he's a fantastic basketball player.
As the shot,
Nice.
Walker checks in as well for the first time. DeVivier misses the first of two.
And
Now, go ahead.
I like what DeVivier did there. Like I said, I think Halifax is going to have to start getting, guys, some of those guys slashing like DeVivier, who's pretty good
attacking
at
the
that.
rim.
Freeman, yeah.
DeVivier goes 1 for 2 on that trip. It's a 9-point lead for the Highlanders. Jones now trying to remain hot. Dribble handoff to the hottest guy in the league,
Sir.
and that's Bruce Massey.
Don't put a hand up. in
Can't
front of him.
allow Massey that open jumper in the
No way.
mid-range game, and he knocks that down with ease.
He is just too good.
Bruce is 2 for 3 from the field.
Nice pass by
Brown,
Tyrone Watson.
and
There
count
we
it.
go.
That's a good ball movement, finding those lanes and dishing it down low. Good
Yeah.
pocket pass there. Brown able to draw the contact, and he'll go to the line to attempt to complete the three-point play. So a plethora of substitutions here by both teams.
See the replay here. Watson coming around on his left. Nice dish on the help, and Ramel Brown able to get that positioning. Don't be surprised if they go back to that, because guys are going to step up and help when Tyrone Watson's driving, because he's a big boy. That's going to leave someone open.
So a tough foul there committed by Kenny Jones. That's his second personal. He'll take a seat as Giddings checks in for the first time for the Highlanders.
Job by Mike Poole to tip
Poole,
that back
second
out.
chance opportunity. Can't get that three ball to go down. The Hurricanes on the season struggling from downtown, only 34% as a team. As McCullough tried his hand from downtown, no good. DeVivier.
There we go.
And he knocks it down. DeVivier, one of the stronger three-point shooters on the Hurricanes, is the rookie. And he knocks that down from downtown. DeVivier's got 4 now. 6-point lead for the Highlanders. Here's Walker now. Walker trying to go one-on-one. Walker, tough shot there, and it's too strong. Massey with the rebound. Massey pulls up, and Massey rattles that one home.
Got to be good to be lucky.
Man, it didn't look like it was going to go down off his fingertips, but when you're hot, things
Great
are going to
take
go
by
good for
Mike
you.
Poole.
Poole's able to bank that one in.
Got the defender on his hip and was able to finish.
So 6-point lead for the Highlanders now. Both teams trading baskets here. Giddings inside. He can't handle that entry pass by Jones. Last touch by Giddings. The Hurricanes with an opportunity to get even closer here as Kedar Edwards will check in for the first time for the Canes.
Another guy that can score in bunches if he wants to.
Clint Scales will get a break. 3 minutes now remaining in the opening quarter. Watson. Back to Poole. Two-man game between him and Brown. Brown to the rim, and he loses the handle off his foot.
Giddings is not just enough to get a piece of it to make him kick it out of bounds.
Giddings able to close the gap there and force the turnover. Massey now.
Probably Halifax's best on-ball defender right there, Mike Poole.
Massey draws the double team. Giddings with the jumper. That's strong. Rebound by Watson.
If I'm a coach, I like that. Make them settle for that shot every time.
Here's Edwards. Spin move. Baseline. That's rejected from behind by Massey. Poole. Pull up. Count
There
it.
it is.
And that's a silky smooth jump shot in the mid-range that Mike Poole has been able to do since being a member of the Hurricanes.
Yeah,
and that's part of his game and he sometimes gets away from.
That's right. Sometimes I think, oh, nice block by
Rejection
Ramel
by Brown.
With
Poole now
authority.
again. To Watson. Watson's got a mismatch here. And it looks like Walker fouls Watson as Reynolds, who's checked in for the first time for the Highlanders, was there on the help line.
It's too bad. It was a nice dish by Watson to the wide open Kedar Edwards.
So Walker will pick up his first personal. Team's fourth. DeVivier with the inbound.
Ooh.
Edwards looked like he got bumped by Johnson. No call. Here's Poole. Pull up again. It's too strong. Massey with the rebound. Minute 30 now in the opening quarter. Massey for three, and bang, Bruce knocks it down.
A couple words for the bench, too. Both benches.
He's got 12.
He's fired up.
5 for 6 shooting from the field is Massey.
Wow.
Watson, quick move to the rim. And he's fouled by Reynolds, and Watson will go to the line to shoot two.
I don't know if we'll see a replay of this, but I almost think Watson might have got away with a walk there. That could just be me, a figment of my imagination.
Watson able to get the quick step on Reynolds.
So all of Cape Breton scoring coming from two guys, and they, between the two of them, they are 9 of 10. That's productivity. That's efficiency.
Kenny Jones, perfect from the field. He's got 9. And Bruce Massey, who seems like he can't do no wrong, he's 5 for 6. He's got 12. So Watson able to knock down both free throws. Here's Johnson to the rim, and he
nice
banks it in. Good take, good explosion off the first step there by Johnson.
Yeah, looking pretty good. Oh, nice pass.
Watson inside, off the glass and in. Good entry pass there by Kedar Edwards.
Good
Under
use.
a minute now left in the opening quarter. Here's Walker with speed to the rim, and
Get
he's
out.
rejected there by Edwards from behind. So a denial as Deshaun Walker got the step on Edwards.
Yeah.
Unable to finish though. Edwards was able to close the gap. And let's take a look.
The replay here. So Edwards gets behind, but follows through. Good job of not getting a foul.
Massey.
Nope.
That shot is no good. Misses everything. That was not a good attempt by Massey. But Watson able to get in transition, and he hits it off the glass and in.
That was quick.
So it's a one-possession game, 3-point lead here for the Highlanders, and they'll hold for the last shot. Hurricanes did an outstanding job here to close the gap.
Sure did. After
in the late
timeout.
latter part of this quarter here. Walker from way out, bang, and he knocks it down.
Jeez.
From the parking lot. Deschamps with this first triple.
Get that from Roby Street.
DeVivier now.
Nowhere to go.
Watson's got to put it up from deep. Watson, and that's short. Watson had a good look to beat the buzzer, but Deschamps Walker almost hit it from half there as he pulled up.
That was a legit three.
And I was thinking, man, he's got a little bit more time here. He might want to work it to try to get a little closer to the basket.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, it's a 6-point lead after 12 minutes for the Highlanders.
Hey, whatever works for you. You know what? Hats off to Halifax right now, because at that timeout, I believe we were at 4 minutes, 50 seconds or something like that. Halifax had 4 points, so they really exploded in that last 5 minutes for 16 points and climbed back into this ballgame because it looked like it was going to get ugly. Hopefully Halifax can keep rolling like that and closing the gap on this Cape Breton Highlanders team.
The shooting a little bit better there by the Hurricanes, 8 for 23 from the field. But the Highlanders are blazing 11 of 22 at 50%.
Yes, sir.
But it's been the play of two individuals for the Highlanders that have had them with this 6-point lead, as Massey's got 12 and Jones has 9. So after 12 minutes, it's a 6-point lead for the Highlanders. Hurricanes looking to snap the losing, I mean,
back
you can
into the
say
win
it.
column.
I mean, trying to get into the win column as they were had a rough 6-game road trip.
Yeah.
Trying to snap this 5-game winning streak.
And let's be honest.
Cape Breton Highlanders.
Yeah, I mean, you know it as someone who has spent a bit of time playing some pro sports. Any 6-game road swing is a tough road swing.
Absolutely.
Right, especially over the holidays.
Yeah, absolutely. Away from the friendly confines here at the Scotia Bank Center, sleeping in their own beds. Just trying to find their way here. The Halifax Hurricanes. And let's take a quick look at the out-of-town scoreboard. The out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by CRA.
All right, Vince, we got 3 games on tonight. In Moncton right now, Moncton Magic taking on the Island Storm. They are up 28-19, just getting into the second quarter. The London Lightning and Windsor Express going at it in Windsor. They just started that game, no score. And of course, the game you're watching right now, about to start the second quarter with the Cape Breton Highlanders on top 26-20 right here in Halifax.
So the Hurricanes will have possession to start the second quarter. It'll be DeVivier, Watson, Brown, Poole, And the round out the lineup is Edwards. For the Highlanders, it's Reynolds, Walker, Massey, Johnson, and Giddings. Edwards inside of Watson, banks it in as he was able to get away from Reynolds, and that's an outstanding play there by Tyrone as he was able to get that one off the glass. Didn't bring it down to his chest.
Nope.
Was able to get it there, and he beat the help on the help line there.
Good hands by Watson. It was a wide open Bruce Massey underneath there.
And it looks like it was last touch by Massey. Doesn't agree with that call, but nevertheless, it will be Hurricanes possession. Tonight's officials, Matt Boyle, Brian States, and the crew chief, Paul Hansen. As Watson's got 8 now, he leads the Hurricanes on 3 of 4 shooting from the field. Watson inside, loses the handle. Can't handle that entry pass as Giddings was there to bother it. As it looks like the matchup down low between Watson and Reynolds. Hurricanes are trying to exploit that mismatch.
And rightly so. He's giving up a few pounds as Reynolds to the bigger, more aggressive Tyrone Watson.
Massey now, 10 to shoot. One-on-one with Poole.
Ooh.
Poole did a good job of moving his feet, but got his hand caught in the cookie jar there, trying to reach on Massey. And that's a tough task to do, to try to rip it away from Bruce, who's an outstanding ball handler.
He's doing a good job, though. Stayed in front of him. It was good defense.
Right to the last end of that extension. As Poole's picks up his first personal. His second.
Good job of Ramel Brown.
Yeah, Reynolds, that errant shot.
Didn't want anything to do with that block.
And it looks like Kenny Jones is looking to check back in. Massey got his hand on that pass attempt. Highlanders in a 3-2 matchup zone here. Poole for 3, and he pulls the trigger and knocks it down. So Mike Poole extending his range to 3 points. And Poole's got 9 now.
Bit of a walk there. Nope, got him on the ground.
Watson looking for the push-off, the offensive foul.
It's called on Poole.
Poole's third, so decision time here for Mike Leslie.
Yeah, I don't think it's much of a decision.
And he goes straight to Joel Kindred, and he checks in. Giddings will check out.
See the replay. Oh, they see the replay of Mike Poole's smooth three-pointer.
Kenny Jones checking back in. Let's see if Jones will remain hot here.
Ramel Brown drawing that task defensively.
He's got the bigger man now guarding him, and Ramel pushing him away from the basket here, taking him out of his sweet spot.
Look at that D.
Walker now to the shoot, rejected. Good defensive play there by Brown and Edwards. Edwards in the fast break, and he finishes off the glass. Outstanding defense there displayed by Edwards and Brown, and Edwards the beneficiary of that fast break, and he lays it in.
You always get a bit nervous when you get those fast breaks when it's your center bringing the ball up court.
Hurricanes take the lead temporarily as Walker is called for the charge. Tough call on Deschamps there.
We'll take it.
But Watson once again sacrificing the body as he steps in and takes the charge.
That's veteran basketball.
Hurricanes with their first lead this evening. 27-26, 9:42 remaining here in the second quarter. DeVivier off the screen. Watson trying to back down Famutimi, and he does, but he's called for the charge. So Olu Famutimi checking in for the first time for the Highlanders. Able to step in front of Watson and draws the charge.
Speaking of veteran play, Famutimi is the guy. He has played in 4 NBA Summer League teams with Utah, the Knicks twice, and Seattle, and taken part in 2 NBA camps with the Sixers and the Spurs. So he's been around some high-quality basketball. Oh,
Walker knocking down the 3. That's his second of the evening. He's got 6. He's 2 for 2 from downtown. DeVivier trying to match.
There we go.
Bang, and he knocks it down. So Malcolm able to knock down his second of the evening. He's got 7.
Now, I don't have the stats for this in front of me to confirm it, Vince, but it feels to me like when someone hits a 3, Duvivier is more accurate right after that. You know what I mean? When he takes those 3s in response to another, he seems to be pretty deadly.
So Duvivier answering that 3 ball by Walker.
Timeout.
As it looks like Fitz Gonzalez wants to talk it over here, and he takes the timeout. 1 point lead for the Hurricanes, 30-29. The Hurricanes struggled in the first part of that first quarter, Matt, in the 6 minutes, and it looked like, things were coming undone. The Highlanders were getting what they wanted offensively, but since then, they have clamped down defensively, and they made some shots on the offensive end. Yeah,
Halifax slowly clawed their way back, but they've done, I shouldn't say it's that slow, it's actually been relatively quick, 30-29. But you're looking at the stats now, they're now 10-25, so within respectable 40% field goal shooting. They were, 1 of 11, I think, at their worst at one point, right, Vince? So, Halifax doing a good job. I don't know what it was. Don't know if it was the timeout. Don't know if they're running different sets, but right now the shots are taken or dropping.
Yeah, the lineup that Mike Leslie went to, and the current lineup that they have now with the reserves are playing outstanding. Duvivier with some quality minutes off the bench. Edwards as well, some good defensive plays and finishing on the other end. And Ramel Brown has been a difference as well. When you have the luxury of having the big man and Ramel Brown,
his defense
from Manhattan College, you know what you're going to get from him. He's going to defend, he's going to protect the rim, he's going to alter shots, block shots, and on the offensive end, he's going to be a problem down in the block.
That's right, and he's played fantastic on both ends so far. He's had some nice passes underneath, but you're right. The stat that, of course, never really gets recorded is the altered shots. And that's, we see the blocks. He's got a couple this game already, but we never account for the fact that he alters so many shots, and that's really almost as valuable as a block shot, but you never hear about it.
He's an unsung hero, Ramel Brown, and he has been contributing to this franchise since day one from last season, picking up where he left off. So timeout over. The Highlanders will go with Jones, Walker, Reynolds, Famutimi, and Johnson. Mike Leslie will go back to Jordan Washington, Edwards, Kindred, Duvivier, and checking back in is Gabe Freeman. Duvivier now. Edwards looking inside to Freeman. Freeman lost the handle there, turned it over to Jones. That's turnover number 6 committed by the Hurricanes. Edwards trying to get a hand in there. Reynolds to the rim, left hand, can't get that one to drop.
Jordan Washington,
nice pass, backdoor, and finger roll.
And a great cut by Duvivier as well.
Duvivier moving without the basketball. Malcolm's been outstanding. The man from Akron, and I like to get it in once or twice a game. The zip. Zips to the rim and finishes with the right hand. He's got 9 now. Jones, and he's fouled by Freeman on that shot attempt, and he'll shoot 2. Redpath looking to check back in for the Highlanders as Deshaun Walker will go to the bench for Fitz Gonzalez. Jones was his second trip to the free throw line tonight. Kenny, an 80% free throw shooter on the season.
He's been deadly today.
Jones hits the first. Few instructions there between him and Aaron Redpath. And Jones makes both, so Jones remains perfect from the charity stripe. He's got 11 now. 1 point lead for the Hurricanes. Washington to the rim. His finger roll short there.
Lost it a bit there.
Looked like he was looking back as he thought Jones was trying to close the gap and try to block that shot from behind. Jones now. He'll try his hand from downtown, and he rattles it down. Man, I tell you, when Brown was guarding him, Jones was a little tentative offensively, but his eyes lit up once he seen Washington step back onto the floor.
That's right.
And right now, he is taking the rookie to school.
Nice move.
Kendrick, though, that's a nice fadeaway jumper in the lane, and Joel's got to get his offense going, and maybe that attempt will get it going. Here's Reynolds to the rim. That's a tough attempt there. Looking for the foul, none coming. Joel again. Joel up and under, tips no good by Washington. Washington, second attempt, no good, and batted out of bounds by, and it looks like it's touched by Washington. Looked like it might have been touched by Johnson, but some tough sledding right now for Jordan offensively.
You can tell him he's getting a little bit frustrated underneath there. Good job sticking with it. He got a couple offensive rebounds there. It looked good. Just wasn't able to put it in. But, you know, if you're the coach dealing with a young guy like that, just keep going at it because he's a talented ball player. You don't want him to stop playing his game. Eventually, it's going to fall.
Now Washington 0 for 6 from the field. Reynolds again with the left hand, but the follow-up with two hands. The thunderous two hands by Olufamotimi. Little display of athleticism by Famutimi, the reason why he's been to a few NBA camps and G League camps as well.
You don't get to an NBA camp by mistake.
Great athleticism coming out of the sky there by Famutimi. University of Arkansas, the Canadian from Toronto. Here's Reynolds again to the rim. Can't finish with the right hand. He's having a tough night, but in transition with two hands is Edwards. And he flushes it with the two hands. So back and forth we go here in the second. Both teams trading baskets, knotted up at 36 here.
Yeah, fans getting treated to a good game of basketball right now.
On a snowy night outside of Halifax, it's warm inside here at Scotiabank. Jeez. Jones continuing to go to work.
That was on Freeman that time.
He's got 16 now, perfect from the floor on 6 of 6 shooting.
He is fearless right now.
Freeman looking for his offense. That's short at the rim. Redpath with the rebound. Redpath, two-man game. Kick out the Famutimi. Jones trying to back down Edwards, and it looked like DeVivier was able to turn it over, but he ripped that away from DeVivier. And Kenny Jones continuing to go to work, and then he steps in and takes the charge on the other end.
Kenny Jones is just having his way.
Man,
with the
he
Halifax
is the
defenders
storyline right now in this tight ball game on both ends of the floor. As the tough night, the difficult night continuing here for the youngster Jordan Washington.
Yeah.
As he picks up his second personal. But Jones, 18 points, perfect from the field, 7 on 7 of shooting. He's perfect on the night.
Yep.
Stat line, 1 for 1 from downtown, perfect for 3 from the charity stripe. He's got 4 rebounds and 3 assists. What can he not do wrong? What can you say? That's a perfect stat line thus far.
He is a monster tonight.
So it's only a 4-point lead, though, for the Highlanders. Lots of basketball left as Mike Leslie calls a timeout. He wants to talk things over, try to break up this momentum by the Highlanders, by the individual play of Kenny Jones. But if you're Mike, you got to be saying, guys, we're still in this.
That's right. Oh, my God.
You know, despite the hot start by 1 or 2 individuals, it's those 2 individuals that we need to try to, you know, contain. But as for us, we got to continue to do the little things that we have been doing to get us into this game when we're down by 10 points. Rebounding the basketball, defending at the other end, and as well as making shots in the offensive end.
Yeah, there's nothing that Halifax necessarily needs to get away from what they're doing right now, because it's got them back into the game. They got to keep doing what they're doing, but you're right. They've got to contain those guys, and right now, I mean, Kenny Jones is playing like a man on fire. Now, he may be, it looks like they're going to take him off because he got a little bit shook up on that last play. So a little bit of reprieve for Halifax.
Yeah, well-deserved rest, that is, for Jones with 5 minutes remaining here in the second. Johnson for 3, and he'll rattle it down. So Chris Johnson finding his offense here on the road. A little bit of a homecoming for Johnson, as we mentioned, from North Preston, Nova Scotia.
And don't sleep on him. Chris Jones is a guy who'll drop 20 on you, no problem.
Clint Scales now, stripped away. Clint Scales gets it back, and he blew by Famotimi. Can't finish, though, with the left hand. Highlanders have numbers on the break. Redpath for three. That's too strong. Wide open look from downtown. Can't put it down as Redpath.
Nice pass.
Edwards. Kindred with the right hand. No good. Gets it back, though. And Watson did an outstanding job, and looked like we got a jump ball. Not sure why.
It's an odd call. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, it looked like he may have lost track of who it went off of and how it got there.
See the replay here. Watson, he scoops it, puts it off.
Oh, it definitely was a missed call there, according to the replay. We both saw it here, and so did everybody else here on the Jumbotron.
On Watson's face.
Watson did an outstanding job of arcing his body, staying in bounds, and knocking it off the body of Johnson. But nevertheless, possession arrow favoring the Highlanders. Let's see if they can take advantage of it. They can't, but a kick ball, that's called on Washington. So it looks like the shot clock will stay at 10. I'm not sure if it does. It should go to 14, and it does.
I like the decision of Coach. Nice cut underneath there, by the way.
And a finish off the glass by Redpath as he was able to beat.
That was slick.
Kindred.
See the replay here. You can't see the cut, but man, it was slick. The change of direction by Redpath was very nice.
Aaron's able to complete the three-point play. Joel picks up his first personal, team 6. So Hurricanes with some work to do. Kindred for three, that's short, rebound.
He's trying to get the call.
By McCullough. McCullough now.
What I was saying earlier, Vince, I like the decision of Coach Leslie to leave Jordan Washington in despite struggling a little bit. Leave your young guy in because you know we can play. Let him build that confidence back up other than pulling him again and maybe, not getting as much out of him as you know you can.
Kindred to the rim, and he's fouled by Johnson, and he'll go to the line to shoot two.
Nice tough take. So
back up to a 10-point lead for the Highlanders. That ties their largest lead in this game. As Bruce Massey will check back for Cape Breton. Johnson will take a seat. Kedar Edwards will check in. And Watson will go to the bench for the Hurricanes. So 3:05 remaining in the second quarter. Joel at the line for two. He makes the first. Joel's first trip to the free throw line tonight. He shoots it at 82% on the season. And he makes both. So he's got 4 now. Massey. Inside of Giddings. Giddings off the glass and in, and Washington,
with the foul.
He's called for the foul.
How many's that on him now?
And that should be Washington's
third
personal, as Ramel Brown will check in for him. So a tough night thus far for Jordan.
Yes, sir.
As he's forced to the bench with 3 personals. Giddings, that shot's no good. Knocked off the rim there by Freeman. Freeman's one guy who has to get going here offensively.
Yeah, they need to get more out of him.
Edwards for 3. That's no good.
He's been great on the glass so far as Freeman. He's got 6 boards, but he's 0 for 4 from the field. He needs to get into that scoring sheet, scoring column, I should say.
Here's Massey. Giddings off the glass, and Giddings finding his offense in close. As Tanner's 2 for 5 now with 4 points. Kindred to the rim.
Ooh.
And that is knocked out of bounds there by Giddings.
Hit a brick wall.
Joel and Massey have a few words, and he needs to be separated by Brown. Joel not backing down. Bruce Massey is very hot right now. He is upset. I'm not sure what was said between him and Joel.
He wasn't anywhere near the play when it happened. I'm not too sure what happened there.
As Brian States has to step in between him and Joel, but they're guarding each other. So this conversation will ensue.
See the replay.
Okay, all right. Didn't like
standing over him.
Yeah. Kindred has a case here. Didn't like Massey stepping over him.
No.
You'd like to see that out of the rookie, the young fella not backing down on the veteran, but he's called for the push-off though.
Get goaded into that maybe.
Yeah, maybe, and that's tough for Joel. As he's called for his second personal. As the Vivier try to race to the score table to check in. Red path now. Famutimi puts it up. That's a tough shot forced there by Edwards. Good defensive play individually there by Edwards. Freeman now. Pull up.
There we
and
go.
he gets it to go down, and that's a good sign there for Gabe.
Yeah.
Seeing that shot drop. As Gabe really needs to assert himself offensively, and that's his first field goal of the evening. He's 1 for 5, and that's his first 2 points. He's got 7 rebounds though. Make it 8. Gabe now. Pulls it out. Clint Scales, who's checked back in for the Hurricanes. Here's Freeman. Draws the double team. Clint Scales cut off at the rim. He'll pull up for 3. Bang, and knocks it down. Good step back by the captain.
Yes, sir.
It's good to see that one go down. So it's back to a 7-point lead under a minute remaining here in the second.
Did Halifax ever need that?
Giddings, that's a long jumper. No good. Rebound by Freeman.
Freeman there again for the boards.
Brown, and that pass is a little off there between Brown and Clinkscales.
Yeah.
Brown tried to beat Giddings up the floor. He did, but the pass is a little too strong there by Clinkscales. So Williams will check back in for the Highlanders. Kindred will finally get off the floor. DeVivier will get in. Here's McCullough there. Backdoor the red path. He's cut off by DeVivier.
Good recovery by DeVivier there.
Red path all bottled up there. Freeman now. Freeman cutting off red path. Backdoor.
Great.
The Williams, man, gave Freeman individual effort there defensively. Clint Scales, kick out. DeVivier thought about it. The Clint Scales, and he stepped on the sideline.
He's telling DeVivier, you
Just
had the
shoot
shot.
it.
Take the shot.
So 8.7 seconds remaining in the quarter. 7-point deficit for the Hurricanes.
Geez, that hurts. You want to get those couple of points before the game, before the half ends.
So here's Massey. He'll hold for the last shot. Go one-on-one with Clint Scales. Clint Scales stands up, though, defensively. Clint Scales from half to beat the buzzer.
No.
And that's wide of the mark. As the latter part of this second quarter, the Hurricanes got away from the things that they were doing to get them back into this game. And they go to the halftime break being down 7 points, as the Highlanders were able to go on a little bit of a run there to close out the quarter, Matt.
Yeah, Halifax still being pretty light on the offensive side of things. Like you said, they got away from things. It was a 12-point, a 12-point lead that Cape Breton had established. Again, Halifax able to climb back, but they're within 7 points. It's still a game, but Halifax needs to get better. They can't just play this catch-up game. They need to actually go on a run and get ahead.
So the Hurricanes trailing by 7 after 24 minutes. We'll step aside, but we'll be back with the Office Interiors halftime report. Stay with us. You're watching Halifax Hurricanes basketball on the Halifax Hurricanes YouTube channel. Kenny Jones and Jordan Washington. Washington having his problems with Kenny Jones, but Kenny Jones has been giving everybody on the Hurricane squad problems in the first 24, and he's trying to go to work to start this third. And he draws the foul on Freeman, and he'll go to the line to shoot two, as he's pretty much had his way with Jordan Washington one-on-one in the post area.
Yeah, I mean, Jordan Washington really has no answer for him so far. You see that last time down, he tried that spin move that we're so used to seeing that has been so effective so far this season. That's his number one weapon is Jordan Washington. Bruce Massey didn't bite a bit, stayed on his hip, and he got the hand up and was able to force him into the travel and the turnover.
Well, Kenny Jones continuing to be outstanding in this ball game as he makes the first. And he'll make the second, so he remains perfect from the charity stripe is Jones. 5 for 5, he's got 20 points, and that leads all scorers by a very wide margin. And he has been perfect from the field. Poole, baseline,
nice
banks
take.
it in off the glass.
He's hoping for the steal there.
Massey now. Redpath, fade away, and he gets it to go down. Hurricanes will start with Clinkscales, Freeman, Washington, Kendrick, and Poole, their original starting lineup. And for the Highlanders, they'll go with their original. That teardrop is good. Nice fadeaway getting away from Massey. So it's Massey, McCullough, Redpath, Jones, and Williams starting for Fitz-Gonzalez.
Again, Poole drawing Massey one-on-one.
Massey now. Deflected. McCullough, he loses the handle.
Good job by Kendra to knock that free.
Freeman in transition to Washington. Washington off
There
the
we
glass
go.
and
There
count
we
it.
go. Much needed points for Jordan Washington. A great finish. And you see, first person to come over to him, Gabe Freeman, says, good job. Calm down. Just get this free throw. You see the replay there. Good step. Yeah, get the reach from Jones and the finish. Good job by Jordan Washington. Stick with it.
So Washington will go to the line for the first time this evening. And he completes the three-point play. Much needed three-point play. A boost of confidence here for the young fella.
That's right. Might be all it takes.
McCullough now. Redpath. 6 to shoot. Redpath, tough shot, fadeaway. Short rebound by Massey. Can't chase that down. Massey goes into the front row. Washington back the other way, and he's called for the charge.
That's going to be 4 on him now, I believe.
Once again, Kenny Jones step in front of Washington in transition. Jordan will pick up his 4th personal, and Ramel Brown is quick to come into the game.
See the replay here. Great play by Jones.
Yeah, might have leaned just a little bit to the left, though, to draw
You're
that.
right.
But the way the things have been going in that matchup, he might have been a beneficiary of a call there as Kenny Jones. As the struggles continued, a tough night for Jordan Washington. Coming off a 25-point performance last night at Harbor Station in a 91-88 loss. Good hand there by Poole. Here's Brown in transition. Kendrick, he'll pull up for 3. That's too strong. Chase down his own rebound. Can't keep it alive.
Good try.
Massey now in transition. The Redpath, he'll step into a 3, and that's strong. And Redpath had a good look from beyond the arc. He's had several looks from beyond the arc. He's 0 for 3 now from downtown. Opportunity for the Hurricanes to cut into this lead. Poole, he'll pull up for 3. That's no good. Redpath with the rebound.
There's nobody there to board for Halifax.
Redpath now. Williams, who's saw limited action in the first 24 minutes, and it looks like Jones is down, as he looked like he might have taken an errant elbow from Ramel Brown. Great sportsmanship being displayed by Ramel.
Clearly clearly unintentional, obviously.
Absolutely not. Ramel Brown, one of the nice guys in this league, and there's a lot of nice guys, and there's a lot of not so nice guys in this league as well.
That's right.
Equally so, and that's the way they play. And Bruce Massey not being nice to Joel Kindred, as he was able to blow by him, draw the contact, and finish off the glass.
But speaking of nice guys, one thing you didn't see, we'll check the replay here real quick before I get into that. Yeah, just too quick. One thing you didn't see there when Jordan Washington, a few plays down when he got his charge, is Bruce Massey, after going crashing into the front row there, spent a bit of time making sure the three gentlemen he crashed into were all right. Came back over to the mat for the play and checked again, so.
No worse for wear is Massey, as he was able to complete the three-point play.
Clearly.
Jumper's no good by Poole, rebound by Massey. Bruce off the screen, splits the D to the rim. That's short, rebound by Kindred. Bruce hustling back though in defense though. Man, he's got a motor, I tell you. Not giving up no easy deuces are the Highlanders. That three's no good as the struggles continue. The tough night shooting from beyond the arc for the Hurricanes. They are 4 for 13 now from downtown as a team.
Had to take that shot though if you're Cliff Linkskills, and there was no one in front of him. Right, he was wide open. You got to take it. Unfortunately, he missed, but you certainly can't blame the man for that.
McCullough, he'll put up the three. That was a tough shot fading away from downtown, forced by Brown. Brown now has McCullough on his back, and O'Lewis had no choice but to foul the big man, as Ramel Brown was able to garner some space inside the paint.
Yeah. Chris Johnson checking in.
Yeah, Johnson will come back. George Williams will go to the bench. This is the first time we had an opportunity to see the Highlanders here this evening, Matt. And Bernardo Fitz-Gonzalez is a very verbal coach.
Is he ever? He's not trying to hide anything. You can hear what he's very. I mean, I've said it earlier. He's very obvious who he wants the ball to go to, and he'll tell you.
Either it's on offense or defense, he's definitely very verbal towards his team. Brown,
nice
that's a nice move there. Soft touch around the rim as he was able to spin away from Kenny Jones.
Otherwise well defended.
Poole with the steal. Showtime, Poole in transition, and he lays it up and in, or was there a whistle? I couldn't hear a whistle, and might have stepped on the sideline there as Mike Poole.
Was there a whistle?
Nevertheless, there has to be. There's a stoppage in play, and it looks like, yeah, there was. Matt Boyle there.
I didn't hear
that. With the call.
It must have been a quick one.
Yeah, Deshaun Walker will check in.
Yeah, Coach Leslie didn't hear it either. He's over talking
for the Highlanders.
To Bryan State, saying, what happened there?
Yeah, looked like Mike Poole's off to the races.
Sure did.
But nevertheless, possession will remain with the Highlanders. It looked like we got a reset of the shot clock here. Not sure where it's supposed to be, as Bryan States makes his way towards the table.
They put it at 17 by the looks of it.
Okay, well, not sure if it was at 17. Nevertheless, that's where it is. 7:15 remaining here in the third. Alongside Matt Elliott, Vince Williams on hand here at Scotiabank as Jones loses the handle. And this is the matchup that I like for the Hurricanes.
For sure.
When Ramel Brown is on Jones, the bigger man, he's been giving Kenny Jones some difficulties. And things are not as easy for Jones offensively when Brown is guarding him one-on-one.
No, they're not. I mean, obviously Ramel Brown just a bit bigger than Jordan Washington, but the way he plays defense, he doesn't bite as easily. He's not, he's seen all those moves before, and obviously Jones has a harder time, as you said, with Ramel Brown.
And taking advantage of that good defensive play offensively down the other side is Poole. He knocks down that jump shot and gets the lead back to a one-possession game. Jones once again loses the handle, stripped away by Brown. So Ramel Brown going to work defensively. Poole trying to tie it up here or get within one. Jump shot is short. Johnson with the rebound. Johnson across the timeline. Quick move, crossover, and that's knocked away and out of bounds by Watson.
He went down hard.
As Johnson and Watson got tied up. Johnson wanted the foul.
Yeah.
So did Watson wanted the push-off.
Yeah. I don't know if we'll see it on a replay here, but Watson went down pretty hard. He's all right, which is good. It was a nice defensive play by Watson.
So the Highlanders will have possession on the inbound. Here's Massey. Massey taking his time.
Great D.
Tough shot. He gets the friendly roll.
Nothing you can do if you're Mike Poole there. He played that about as good as you can.
And that's probably the third time Bruce Massey's got the friendly roll tonight. Bruce coming into this game playing at a very high level. The last 5 games averaging 23 points a game. Freeman wanted the foul on that 3-point attempt.
Freeman still quiet.
And a moving screen called on Massey. Fitzgonzalez not happy about that call.
No, he's not.
Bruce not happy either. So it's the team's third foul for the Highlanders. Bruce Massey's first personal. But despite all the scoring by 2 individuals, it's only a 5-point game now.
That's right.
I mean, the Hurricanes are right there using some balanced scoring. On the other side, the Highlanders relying on 2 players, Kenny Jones and Bruce Massey.
And I can't blame them. I mean, it's not like they're relying on 2 guys that haven't been efficient. 1 7-7, 1 7 of 11. Like, that's fine, right? Sometimes that's just how it shakes out. But if Halifax can figure it away, like Kenny Jones, like they're doing now with Ramel Brown blocking him down, Cape Breton's going to be in trouble.
Yes, Ramel Brown has been the difference defensively. And the aforementioned Ramel Brown dance cam breaks out.
Oh my goodness.
How many flosses are we going to see? Probably all the kids here. Oh, a little bit of different, but it's all Fortnite. Here's the Fortnite dancers in the back. So it's always a great time here at Scotiabank Center. We like to look up and take a look at the Jumbotron. It's just about every kid, about 90% of them, I'll say 99.9. This guy's got his own Fortnite dance going. The kids in the back have the floss. Not sure what this kid's doing, but they are dancing in the aisles here at Scotiabank Center.
Having a good time. Actually, not a bad crowd out tonight considering how terrible the weather is.
Considering the conditions outside. The weather is definitely frightful.
Yeah, I expected to show up to an empty arena tonight.
But inside it's a little bit delightful if the Hurricanes can get a W.
Some rhymes from you, Vince.
So the timeout has expired. 5-point game. Highlanders on a 5-game winning streak, trying to extend it to 6. Hurricanes trying to get back in the winning column as they went down to defeat last evening to the St. John Riptide.
Oh, great
backdoor. Brown throws it down with authority.
Jeez,
great play coming out of the timeout. Just what the doctor ordered, drawn up by Mike Leslie.
What a beautiful play and a great pass on that on the screen there by Ramel Brown. Beautiful.
Let's hope this is the spark that they needed to point them in the right direction. Need a stop now. Walker off the screen, tough shot. That rims in and out. Brown gets the rebound. So Canes trying to get within 1 or tie it up. Watson, and he's able to go up and over.
Great body control by the big man.
And it's a 1-point game now.
And that's a good matchup. I mean, those are 2 big bodies there. Chris Johnson, Tyrone Watson going at it underneath.
Jones, hand off to Walker.
Ramel Brown not biting.
Stolen by Poole. Poole in transition. Poole off the glass, left hand count it.
Just like that, Halifax back in the lead.
1-point lead for the Hurricanes, and that gets the Scotiabank faithful on their feet. So it's been the defense turning it up here by the Canes to get them this lead. Can they continue to build the momentum, though?
Let's see. The Halifax playing with a bit of an energy boost right now.
Massey from way out. Bang! And Massey right between the eyes.
It's one thing for a 3 to kill momentum. It's another thing from a 3 from all the way out there. Oh, nice pass again by Mike
Brown,
Poole.
back door, looked like he got pushed by Massey, and I'm not sure what.
Jeez.
Massey has no argument there. It looked like a two-handed extension on the back or side of Brown, and Brown will go to the line to shoot too. But that 3 ball by Massey,
oh my goodness,
was from way out, and that's probably the second time. That is the second time we've saw that type of distance being displayed by the Highlanders. In the first half, Deshaun Walker was able to hit one from almost from half court.
That was even farther out. Still, you can hear Coach Gonzalez now telling him wants Chris Johnson bringing the ball up court.
As Jamal Reynolds will check in for the first time in the second half for the Highlanders. Kedar Edwards looking to check in for the Canes. Ramel goes 1 for 2. Second chance opportunity coming up. Poole to the rim and count it.
Tyrone Watson. That was pretty.
Unselfish basketball being displayed here offensively by the Hurricanes, and this is the type of offense that they needed. A more consistent ball movement and unselfish basketball. Look at that.
Great awareness by Mike Poole to get a step on his man as well. Just fantastic ball from the 2 veterans.
So going back and forth here, turning into a heavyweight fight between these 2 teams in the Battle of Nova Scotia. As Poole completes the 3-point play, Kedar Edwards will check in.
Great sequence by Poole there.
And that'll be a 2-point lead for the Hurricanes. The largest has been 3, so it hasn't been very much.
No. Can they hold on to it this time?
Can they build as well? Walker turns the corner. Reynolds, that's rejected. Giddings with the rebound, and he gets into the body of Brown. And Giddings will go to the line to shoot 2.
Yep, Ramel Brown called for the foul.
So Ramel called for his second personal.
No big deal.
Team's 5th. As Tanner Giddings misses the first of 2. And he goes 1 for 2. Giddings got 5. And it's a 1-point lead now for the Hurricanes. Dribble hand off to Edwards. Clinkscales wide open from downtown. Daring him is Massey, and Clinkscales obliges as he knocks that down.
Clutch Scales.
Huge 3 ball by the captain. Johnson tried to answer, and he knocks it down. So the 3's starting to rain down here at Scotiabank as both teams struggled, but not now. Edwards, and he gets the friendly roll. Walker inside of Giddings. Giddings trying to face up Brown. Brown doing an outstanding job of keeping away from a sweet spot. 10 seconds to shoot. Johnson will look to go one-on-one. Johnson to the rim. Draws the foul on Watson.
He doesn't agree.
And he'll shoot 2.
Must have got just enough amount. We'll see the replay here, but Watson didn't like that call. Saying, where'd I get him? He did look to be straight up, but it's possible he got a bit of body. It was a bit of a wild shot by Johnson, off balance for sure. Sometimes you don't get that call.
So Watson will be called for his second personal, team 6. Johnson gets a friendly roll on the first, his first trip to the charity stripe this evening.
Still need to see more to Gabe Freeman offensively for Halifax.
Yeah, very quiet night offensively for Freeman. 1 for 6 from the field. He's got 11 rebounds though.
Yeah, he's been great on the glass. Jordan Washington checks in for him now.
So Freeman will go to the bench, most likely for the remainder of this third quarter, with 2:22 remaining
Yeah.
It's a 1-point lead for the Hurricanes, who have battled back on 2 occasions, being down double digits. Edwards, nice pocket pass there to
nice
Washington.
There we go.
And Washington finishes with the reversal.
Halifax really playing with a lot of energy right now.
So maybe that's a step in the right direction for the youngster Jordan. Walker tries to step back, deflected. Walker, though, gets a hand on the run-out attempt. Pass there by Washington. Walker now to the rim, spins away from harm's way. That's deflected, and he hits the floor hard as Fitz-Gonzalez is looking for a timeout if the Canes score. Reynolds takes it away from Washington. Johnson off the glass and in. So when things look like the Hurricanes had an advantage there on the fast break, it was snuffed out there.
Yeah, I feel like I'm watching the...
as Reynolds was able to step into that pass and pick it off.
Mike Tyson, Buster Douglas fight, back and forth, just slugging right now.
Highlanders in the 3-2 zone.
Here we go.
Edwards for threes, no good. And a fight for the rebound between Washington and Watson. And the ball will go over to the Highlanders as Malcolm DeVivier will check in for the first time here in the second half. DeVivier with some quality minutes.
Yep.
Off the bench for Mike Leslie.
Very efficient.
He was perfect for them from the field. 3 for 3, including 2 balls from downtown. He's got 9.
That was a nice pass underneath by Bruce Massey.
And Reynolds was able to get into the body of Brown, and he'll shoot 2. So Brown picks up his 3rd. Hurricanes over the limit with 51.8 seconds remaining here in the 3rd. Jamal going to the line for the first time this evening. And he makes the first. Reynolds, an 81% free throw shooter from the line, the man from Canisius College. And he makes both.
Canisius College, I believe, in upstate New York, if I'm...
A lot of Canadians have gone through that program at Canisius. Close to Southern Ontario. Edwards, a native of Toronto, Ontario, that is. Didn't go far to play his college ball. Massey with the turnover. Massey to the rim, and he's fouled by DeVivier.
Quick hands by Massey there.
It's Malcolm not being strong with the ball. Got to be strong here in this league, because this is both, the 1 and the 2 or the 3. Those guys can defend on the perimeter.
Yeah.
If you're not careful with your passes, you will turn it over. And Bruce Massey, a veteran, pretty much has seen it all in this league. Has made some outstanding defensive plays in this 5-game run. He gets the friendly roll on the first.
Talking a lot about Bruce Massey offensively and the stuff he's done. But, he's a guy that can play defense as well. Former Sun Belt Defensive Player of the Year in 2013 when he played for Mid-Tennessee State. That doesn't happen by mistake either.
And he knocks down both. I remember you mentioning that last year in the Highlanders trip here to Scotiabank. As you come up with those little nuggets.
Yeah, that little nugget of information brought to you by RealGM.com.
Brown turns it over. Johnson in transition. Got away with the turnover there. Looked like a double dribble.
Jeez. Hearing it now from
3-point game here for the Highlanders. Johnson will hold for the last shot. Trying to go one-on-one with Edwards. Johnson. He's bottled up there, met at the rim by Brown. Johnson wanted the foul, but Brown did a good job of stepping in there, and that was a tricky, opportunity for Brown with 3 personals, but he got away with it as the Hurricanes were able to get out of that quarter, only being down 3 after they led by 2 or 3 points after overcoming a 10-point lead. 12 minutes remaining now. 71-74. Coming into this game, the Highlanders averaging 106 points on the season. The Hurricanes at 98. If you're the Hurricanes and Mike Leslie, you got to be happy with where you're at right now. But you have to find a way to manufacture points on a consistent basis on every possession now here in the fourth quarter.
That's right. You see, like, Halifax is very slowly making progress. They came into this one came into the half 7 points down. They now go into the final quarter only 3 points down, right? So they won that quarter. If you're Mike Leslie saying, hey, good job, guys, we won that quarter 28-24, but now if we got to get this victory, it's got to be more than that. We got to continue putting that same effort, because they played with a ton of energy in that quarter, and I think if Halifax can match that for this fourth quarter, they're going to be in really good shape.
And the Hurricanes will be back here on the Scotiabank floor Sunday afternoon, and they will have a matinee here, and they will try to look to get 2 in a row here at the friendly confines of Scotiabank after tonight, but a lot of work left in this game to get to that point. A few other games going on around the league, and let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. The out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by CRA.
All right, Vince, in Moncton, the Magic at the end of the third quarter have a 87-76 lead over the Island Storm. In Windsor right now, we're just into the second quarter. The Windsor Express have a 33-25 lead over the London Lightning. The game we're watching here in Halifax, the fourth just about to start. Cape Breton with a lead of 74-71, and I'm going to take this time, Vince, to congratulate you.
I was waiting for it.
Big news.
It took you 3 quarters to get this out.
Big news. Congratulate you on the getting engaged over the holidays. Congratulations to longtime girlfriend. This announcement brought to you by Charm Diamond Centers.
You're a funny guy. You're a funny dude. Nevertheless, back to the action. The Hurricanes trailing by 3, looking for some answers is Mike Leslie. Canes trying to get it back into the win column and break up the 5-game winning streak of the Cape Breton Highlanders. And it's not going to be easy with 12 minutes remaining. After tonight, the Canes will welcome in the St. John's Edge. And man, oh man, what a game that we saw last time the Edge were here at Scotiabank Center. As Tyrone Watson won it at the buzzer to beat Carl English and the Edge.
Fantastic game that was.
So the start of the fourth here, the Highlanders will go with Massey, Giddings, Johnson, Reynolds, and Walker. Massey, left hand, and the finger roll drops. Beautiful take to start the fourth by Massey.
He's feeling it tonight as Massey. Haven't seen much of Jones lately. I wonder if he's hurt.
Back door is Edwards, and he draws the foul on Johnson. And the few times that the Highlanders have gone to their 3-2 zone, Halifax has done an outstanding job of moving the basketball and guys moving without the basketball, cutting to the rim, and they're able to find those cutters and get these type of opportunities, either finishing at the rim, drawing the foul, and going to the free throw line.
Yeah, well, obviously that's one of the big keys to success playing against that zone, is knowing how to move without the ball, where to go, and make sure you're not taking up someone else's space. As you said, Halifax has done a good job of that so far.
Yeah, we've seen it a few times by Fitz Gonzalez. I mean, they be basically trying to use it to confuse Halifax and slow them up in their half-court set, as Edwards was able to hit 1 of 2. Johnson, he'll try for 3, and he is fouled on that attempt, and he'll go to the line and he'll shoot 3.
Kindred got him coming down.
So Johnson will shoot 3. Kindred will pick up his 4th personal.
Savvy move by Johnson.
Gets the friendly roll on the first. And he makes the second. Chris, a 78% free throw shooter on the season.
3 for 3 today. 4 for 4 actually probably after that.
Having one of his better games is Johnson, who's been injured in this season. He's got 14 now as he makes all 3.
You never know he was injured by the way he's playing today.
Yeah, he's 4 for 5 from the field and perfect from the charity stripe as well as downtown. Brown, that's too strong. Put back is there, third chance. As Kedar Edwards was able to keep that one alive. Brown, the beneficiary with the tap in.
Offensive rebounds, one of the stronger aspects of Halifax's game.
Massey.
Oh, wow. That was a fantastic pass.
Between the defense and great cut off that two-man action by Reynolds, and he made no mistake getting the left hand to go.
Talk about threading the needle.
DeVivier for 3. Had a good look. Bounced around, kept alive, a fight for the rebound. Last touch by Reynolds. And possession will remain with the Hurricanes as Kindred will go to the bench and Watson will check in. DeVivier on the inbound. Watson, hesitation, that's rejected by Reynolds. Shot clock is off and it looked like it wasn't on. Might have been about 7 seconds that was lost here in that shot clock.
16 they're going to set it at.
So it'll be put to 16. Watson will inbound. 10-17 remaining in regulation. Hurricanes trailing by 7. Brown turns it over. Giddings get a hand in there and he steals it away from Brown. So not what Mike Leslie wanted from that possession, and Bruce Massey comes right back to hurt you when you turn it over.
And just like that, they're up 10. Nice pass.
Washington able to finish off the glass.
Halifax can't let this one get away from them as time is becoming scarce in this game.
Massey now. Massey to the rim, and he's got it going offensively. I'm not sure what you do. You got to double team Massey right now to get the ball out of his hands.
Yep.
As he is going on a tear. He's got 27 on 10 of 14 shooting. 29 on 11 of 15 shooting. 4 for 5 from downtown with 6 rebounds. He is on fire right now.
And you're right, it doesn't matter who's guarding him. He's been putting it in. Mike Poole has had some success with him, but I mean, he's still got 29 points.
Edwards.
There we go.
He knocks down the mid-range jumper. As you mentioned, Kenny Jones, not a factor in the second half. Had 18 in the first 24. He's got 12, but we haven't seen him for a very long time.
He went down there.
Went down in the third. Not sure if he's injured. Walker for 3, and he knocks that down. So the threes starting to rain down here. That's the 10th 3, and Mike Leslie wants to talk it over.
Yeah, I don't blame him, because right now Cape Breton is going for the jugular. They
10
smell blood in the
for
water.
20 from beyond the arc as a team.
Wow.
As Walker is able to knock down that 3 and forces a timeout called by Mike Leslie, and it's their largest lead for the Highlanders at 11.
10 for 20, I mean, that says it all. If you get a shooting day like that from three-point land, man, that's hard to beat. As an opposing coach, what do you do? Especially when guys, they're hitting. It's not that they're getting the wide open threes and you're playing bad defense. A lot of those threes have been contested, and they're hitting. They're making them drop.
Well, both teams didn't come into this game shooting like a like a house on fire from beyond the arc. Hurricanes only shoot at 34% on the season, and the Highlanders only 36. But right now, they're shooting it at 50%. And then you mix in the play of Bruce Massey along with Kenny Jones, who had a pretty good 24 minutes, but now Massey has taken over in the second half.
Yeah, it's been a machine.
But if you're Halifax, there's some, light at the tunnel here. We got lots of basketball left.
Yeah.
It's only an 11-point game. A stop here kind of stop there and make a shot down the other end and make a shot, consecutive possessions, you can get right back into it. It's been a seesaw battle between these two teams this evening, but it all has to happen on the defensive end, Matt.
You took the words out of my mouth. That's where it's going to start for Halifax. Right now, you got to focus on your defense, and everything. The chips will fall where they may offensively, but if you can keep them from scoring or at least reduce the amount of scoring they're doing, especially Bruce Massey, then you've got to figure you've got enough good scores on your team to climb back into this game.
So Fitz-Gonzalez continuing to go to the 3-2 matchup zone. Washington down low, trying to bang his way towards the rim versus Giddings. Giddings is called for the personal.
Giddings getting a bit of a
quick tutorial from the captain, Bruce Massey.
Saying be straight up, be straight up.
So Giddings is called for his second personal. Washington with some very important free throws coming up. And that rims in and out. Halifax struggling a little bit from the charity stripe compared to the Highlanders, who are 17 for 19 from the free throw line. As Jordan goes 1 for 2. Can't afford to go 1 for 2 at the free throw line.
Not at this point, nope.
Very important are every free throw. It's a 10-point lead. And we've seen it dwindle and overcome twice here. Can they do it for a third time? Walker, finger roll, as he was able to beat Edwards off the dribble. Leads back up to 12. Clinkscales. Edwards inside the Watson, and Watson looked like he was making his way towards the other end, as Massey thought that it was deflected off of Watson.
I think Watson thought it was too.
A break here for the Hurricanes. Poole for 3, and that's too strong. Reynolds chases down the rebound, but a fight for that long rebound between Johnson and Watson, and it looks like Johnson will be called for the personal, and that's his second.
Wow. Highlanders'
third team foul is Olu-Famotimi will check in. Johnson will go to the bench. We haven't seen Famotimi in a while as he checks in for the first time in the second half. Poole trying to go right at Famotimi, gets the friendly bounce, and then he gets that to drop.
It's one of the better games we've seen from Mike Poole. Not a great three-point game from Mike Poole, but scoring otherwise has been pretty good. That's 22 for him at this point.
Yeah, Poole playing outstanding. 10 for 18 from the field is Mike. He's 1 for 5 from downtown, as you mentioned. Reynolds inside off the glass. Put back is there, though, on the rotation by Famotimi.
Oh.
Turnover. Massey gets a hand in there. Reynolds in the open floor. Reynolds, finger roll, can't get that to go down. Washington with the rebound, and he's bottled up, and looks like Olu-Famotimi will be called for the reach. So Washington able to garner that rebound and keep it away from Famotimi.
Halifax dodged a bullet there on that.
You thought maybe Famotimi got a hand in there to tie up for
I thought it was a jump ball. Yeah.
So 7 minutes remaining here in regulation. Hurricanes trailing by 12. Poole.
Nice pass.
Washington, and he draws the foul, and he'll go to the line to shoot two.
What's wrong with that?
Good ball rotation and patience off on that half-court set by the Hurricanes. Famotimi called for his second personal, as Gabe Freeman will check in for the Hurricanes. Watson will go to the bench. Aaron Redpath will come in for Deshant Walker. Washington again misses the first.
He's going to take a bit of a breather.
Try to collect himself.
I don't know if he thought he was done shooting or if he's... See if he can make the second one drop.
And he gets that one to go down. So it's an 11-point lead for the Highlanders now. Oh, and that is a tough call on Kedar Edwards.
You could hear it. I got a set of headphones on, and all I could hear was the slap of the ball.
I can hear the ball, but I'm not sure if Brian States could see the action as he was standing behind the play.
Well, he did come from around his back, so I don't know if we'll see the replay or not.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he was in position. Definitely wasn't, I would say. Tough call here. Edwards again trying to get the steal. And that's a back over call as Edwards continuing the work on the defensive end.
Great work by Edwards.
As he was able to force that back over call by the Highlanders. So some justice there for Kedar.
Yeah. Hey, he didn't give up. He's been playing tough defense all game. Did a great job by Kedar Edwards there to not get frustrated by that call that, you know, was questionable to say the least, I guess.
And Bernardo Gonzalez thought there might have been a push. Baseline, Poole, kick out to Edwards, swung the clink scales for three. Rims in and out. Good look there off the rotation for clink scales.
Yep.
Redpath now getting hounded up the floor by Edwards.
Yeah,
Reynolds
all over him.
10 to shoot. You know Massey's gonna put it up though.
Oh yeah.
Massey, tough shot there, forced by Clint Scales. Freeman comes down with the rebound.
I'm just at the point now where I'm expecting everything Massey puts up to drop. I was a little bit surprised to see that one not go in.
Well, especially when it's 10 seconds to shoot or under.
Yeah.
As Jones makes his way to the scorer's table to check in. Poole with the steal. Second chance opportunity here. Hurricanes desperately need a basket. Massey again with the steal. That's turnover number 21 on the evening for the Hurricanes. Hurricanes shooting themselves in the foot here in the fourth.
They sure are.
The 3-2 matchup zone has been giving the Hurricanes fits. Reynolds, and he's the beneficiary off a great ball movement as Redpath was able to find him cutting to the rim.
Which all came about as of the great defense and great hands of Bruce Massey.
So it's a 13-point lead, and that ties the largest. Freeman trying to break up this run. Freeman, and he gets the friendly roll.
He needs to get active.
Needs to turn it up offensively, but the Hurricanes need a stop here on the other end. Under 5 minutes remaining in regulation. 11-point game. Massey off the screen, banks it in and draws the contact.
Jeez. What do you say?
Can't say much. Bruce Massey is on a mission.
He's on a tear. What's that now? 31 for him, 12 of 17. And he's hitting them from everywhere. He's hitting all kinds of shots, jump shots, layups. I mean, he's been fantastic.
We have seen some outstanding basketball individually here at Scotiabank Center and throughout the league. But right now, there's not a better basketball player in this league than Bruce Massey.
No, I agree. Again, in their 5 victories before this one, he was averaging 23. I mean, that's obviously going to go up now as he's got 32.
The Vivier shot is in and out, and Fitz-Gonzalez is teed up. So Matt Boyle has had enough. Jamal Edwards trying to come over to calm him down. As this might be the type of momentum shifter that the Hurricanes will try to build on here as they'll get a free throw here. As a discussion ensues as Bruce Massey has to come over and try to calm down his head coach as Poole makes the first. Still continuing words here with Brian States is Fitz-Gonzalez.
States is telling him, you got teed up because you came on the court.
Yeah, Troy Jackson Jr. trying to calm down Fitz-Gonzalez.
He's hearing it from the Mills, too.
Oh, always. The opposition coach will hear a earful or two throughout the 48 minutes here at Scotiabank Center in the front row. The Vivier now. Clean scale, start about it, blow by. Redpath inside the Poole. Poole beats the shot clock. Great decision by the captain. finding a cutting Poole to the rim.
Yeah, and a great cut by Mike Poole.
Still an 11-point bulge for the Highlanders. Massey. And that's knocked away by Clinkscales.
I'm surprised that Poole hasn't drawn Massey defensively. They're keeping him on Redpath. Redpath's had a relatively quiet game today.
It's the switches. The pick and roll action is the switches there. The Highlanders are doing a good job on their switches to try to get the matchup that they like. So Redpath will inbound. Jones back into the game. He's had a quiet second half, but they haven't need him. They got this guy right here, number 1. Massey to the rim. And he couldn't get that one to go down. Rebound by Washington. Freeman, strong. Freeman loses the handle, but the putback is there by Poole.
Good job by Mike Poole to be there.
So it's a 9-point deficit now. Deshant Walker crosses the timeline. Walker looking for the pick and roll action. Walker, teardrop, and the friendly roll off the glass and in. Not a lot of movement being displayed by the Highlanders. It's just been, ISO ball with maybe a 1 or 2 two-man action there, but they've been going one-on-one and they've been making the baskets. That has been the difference here in the fourth.
Washington
unable to get that one to fall down.
Talking to Brian States, thought he got hacked.
Reynolds now, under 3 remaining in regulation. Redpath. Walker for 3. Bang, and he knocks it down as he turned the corner wide open off the screen.
5 quick points for him.
And that's another 3 going down for the Highlanders as they are lighting it up from beyond the arc.
That might be the dagger. 16 for him. So we were talking about how the game with basically Bruce Massey and Kenny Jones for the first half. Kenny Jones goes out. Deshant Walker, Chris Johnson have really stepped up with 16 and 15 respectively.
Hurricanes are in tough right now.
Oh, nice spin there.
Washington. Okay, now we need a stop now on the defensive side.
Yes, sir.
Walker.
Kenny Jones back in the game now.
It's been very quiet. They haven't need him. Massey spins away. Can't get that to fall down. Here's Clinkscales in transition. Canes have numbers. Clinkscales all the way, coast to coast. And he'll get the left hand to go down off the glass. Back to a 10-point game. Walker, bull by to Vivier, draws the contact, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Man, Deshant Walker is quick off the dribble.
Oh, he sure is. He's got a great first step. He's eating the defenders alive here. See the replay in this, going on to Vivier. He's able to get a step on him. And if he doesn't stumble a bit there, he might have went right to the cup.
Walker, 6 feet, and then we might be a little generous.
I think it
from
is a
Stephen F. Austin State University. But he has played outstanding in the reserve role for the Highlanders tonight. Kendrick maybe should have took the shot there, a tie-up for that loose ball.
It's going to be Halifax ball by the looks of things.
Yeah, Halifax has the possession arrow.
Good job, Washington, hitting the ground there.
But it's an 11-point lead, Matt. Time is running out here with 1:38 left.
Yeah.
Hurricanes need a bucket, and they need a stop on the other end. Some desperate times coming up for the Canes if they're going to snap this 5-game streak for the Highlanders.
They're going to have to start dialing distance if you want to close that gap.
So the Vivier will inbound on the baseline for the Canes. 14 on the shot clock. 1:38 remaining in regulation. Kendrick for 3. And the tough shooting continuing from downtown for the Hurricanes. as they are 5 for 21 from beyond the arc compared to 11 of 21. That is the story amongst a few other storylines.
Yeah,
And this guy has been the leader of that storyline. He can't get that one to go down. Last touch by Reynolds. Massey wanted a foul. But the last three possessions, Massey unable to convert offensively, but the Hurricanes unable to convert offensively on the other end.
That's just it. I mean, the damage is done at this point.
Kindred again can't get that one to go down. Tough shooting continuing from beyond the arc for the Hurricanes.
And the Canes still trying to find that guy that can be their sniper, that can be their sharpshooter.
Under a minute, and this might be it. Jones attacking Washington. Hurricanes with 3 fouls to give, as that's their 5th team foul. Washington's maybe his 5th personal. So 2 more to give for the Hurricanes before they're in the penalty. 48.7 remaining in regulation, and they need a miracle right now. Not in any hurry to shoot.
Nor should they.
5 seconds. Jones to the rim, and that's been a matchup that he has exploited all evening as he gets the left hand to go down on the right side.
Yeah.
Kindred, that's short. Gets it back to Vivier. He'll put up the 3. That's no good. Walker will just hold on, and it looks like the shot clock and the game clock are right on par. Bruce Massey will hold on, and the Highlanders will extend their streak to 6.
Wow, that was a good game. Cape Breton, the shots dropped.
They are for real. The Cape Breton Highlanders are for real,
right.
And they have won their 6th straight, and they'll move their record to 8-4 on the season.
Yeah, spoiled Halifax's homecoming here over the holidays, but you said it, they're the real deal. This is a team to look out for. They've handled everyone basically, and they're doing the job. And man, they just played a good game of basketball. Shots dropped, played good D. They're balanced. What do you say?
Quick storyline here and stat line for the Highlanders, and this is the difference, Matt. Massey, 32 points, 12 for 20 from the field, 4 for 5 from downtown, perfect from the charity stripe, 7 rebounds. Kenny Jones, check this stat line out. I'm probably the first time in this league, I gotta check the stats, but this is probably the first time a man has gone perfect in every offensive aspect. 8 for 8 from the field, 1 for 1 from downtown, 5 for 5 from the charity stripe, 8 rebounds, 22 points. That's a perfect stat line.
It's a perfect game.
If you're Fitz Gonzalez, you got to think, man, we got a good basketball team.
Sure do. Got all the pieces, just got to make it happen now.
So that'll do it here at the Scotiabank Center. The final, the Highlanders 106, the Hurricanes 93. For my broadcast partner, Matt Elliott, and the Silver Vision crew, I'm Vince Williams saying so long from Halifax.